Hello, welcome to Lisa Derby City. Today it's Thursday, the 20th of June 2024, and tomorrow on the 21st of June, it will be known as the Strawberry Moon, which coincides with what we will consider to be the summer solstice. I'm just going to see what information I'm going to get. Okay, I'm just going to use my lunar cards to see what message, and also my new Oracle Cosmic cards as well. So what is so significant about the Strawberry Moon tomorrow, which will arrive around estimated time in the UK, 9:08 is the estimated time. And this is where the moon takes on the appearance of kind of like a strawberry pink colour. And it's best observed away from light pollution. It's quite significant that we are halfway through the year, and tomorrow, officially in the UK, is when it's called the summer solstice. And that's quite significant because they're associated with the honeymoon period. And I suppose for a lot of people, it is kind of like going through a honeymoon period because lots of weddings usually are associated around the summer time from June as well. Also, what I like about this whole thing about doing my readings around this time is that after the doom and gloom, people feel a bit more energized because the sunlight makes the whole world look brighter, more shiny, especially with the doom and gloom that we have all been experiencing with the current economic climate, and also with the climate of the earth as well, where there's been lots of floods, famines as well, and shortages as well. And despite our varying levels of incomes, we've all been impacted on a global perspective. But enough of the doom and gloom. Like I said, this just coincides. I always seem to do my readings kind of like nearly around the 20th because it's due kind of like the lunar cycle. Hence, using my lunar cards, which you can't see. So I'm just going to see what is the message for the general collective. It may not resonate with all of you. And for legal purposes, I have to say that this is purely for entertainment purposes. Okay. So I'm just going to pick out 3 cards. Card 1 will be about the past. Card 2 about the present. And then card 3 is about the future. So let's see, what is the message for the general collective of this auspicious occasion on June 20th, 2024. Oh, how apt is that? It's like I planned it. So what we've got here about the past is full moon. Take time to relax, recharge and replenish your inner strength. And that makes sense because like I've already mentioned, we are now halfway through the year. And it's kind of like to, if possible, to recharge your batteries. And some people may be going on their summer holidays. A lot of children will be breaking up as well after the exams, especially those in the senior schools as well. And they may be sleeping more because of all that extra studies has taken the energy out of them. So the past is kind of like just to replenish. Okay. So let's see what the message is for today. And we've got the moon in Aquarius as well, even though the moon's meant to be in Capricorn. But this is just, like I said, just for purely for entertainment purposes. So let's just see what the message is for today. So moon in Aquarius, the time is right for celebrating life. Make the most of parties, gatherings and other social opportunities. So again, it's kind of like I've already planned this, but it's just by pure synchronicity that I said that this time, the summertime, halfway through the year, and it's kind of like we can now kind of like it's time to recharge our batteries was about from the past. And today, meaning in the here and now, in the present, it is that time for celebrations. So for some, those social gatherings could be about to do with either births, marriages, birthdays, or just celebrating with those that you consider to be your nearest and dearest. Because like I said, the sun does influence us. The sun and the moon influence people. Because we are part of the earth, regardless of your religious beliefs. We all have the earth's DNA. And also, we are comprised of at least 70% water. So we are affected by the moon cycle. Well, that's what I believe anyway. So I think that's quite apt about social gatherings. And I'm definitely doing lots of social gatherings with my own people that I consider to be my nearest and dearest. For some, we may have also have gatherings where the gatherings at funerals. And yes, typically funerals are associated with kind of like a pain and a time to mourn and grieve. But if you think about it, if we flip the script, if you looked at this gathering of funerals from a positive perspective, it's a gathering of people that come to mourn the loss of a person that's now transitioned. And it's kind of like to look back on that person's life and the influence that they had on so many people. So for some, if there are occasions where, yes, there's a gathering, you think, well, I'm not going to a social gathering, I'm going to a funeral. That is still a social gathering. And whatever way you want to mourn, you're still there in the collective memory to reminisce about the person's life and the influence that they had over you. Okay, so what's the message for the future going forward? Basically, next month going into July. There you go. It's like I planned this. Moon and Capricorn. Put aside emotional concerns and focus on achieving or increasing financial security. I can relate to that. Now that I work for myself, people think because I work for myself that I'm loaded. No, I'm managing. And also, for those that follow Lisa Derby City, if you notice now, I now take a deposit to secure that reading. Because even though it may not be considered a conventional or traditional way of earning a living, time is my energy. And in the world that we live in, that time is called exchange of money or energy. And even though what I'm doing may be considered risky, I'm very fortunate that I could generate enough to keep me to the needs that I'm accustomed to. I suppose it's kind of like to count our blessings. That we got our homes, that we got food, that for some of us, that some people are able to go away. Because remember what I said earlier about the economic crisis. So just to count your blessings. And abundance is not always about financial, it's about the emotional support. It's about the everyday things that we take for granted, that we do have shelter, we do have food, that we do have options. Especially when you hear about war crimes happening in other countries. Despite the negative press about the NHS is crumbling because of the private being privatised, that we still have the NHS. And yes, I understand that the NHS is paid through our taxes. But at least when we receive some type of treatment, that we get it there and then. So it's kind of like to count our blessings, because there are lots of changes are happening. And it's also about having a sense of community spirit. So if you notice, there's a bit of a theme about social gatherings about today, and then going forward into the July of next month, because we are, like I said, a collective. And again, if you notice the time of year where there's lots of festivals happening, like we've got Derby Carnival, and there's lots of carnivals happening in the kind of like the Derbyshire, so Derby City, Derbyshire, or wherever you are, there's lots of festivals. We had Download Festival, then you got Carnival, and I went to Bell Upon the Green Festival a couple of weeks ago, and that's about collective community, or also to go out of your community and to mix with other communities and get to have a bit of understanding. Because the reason why I look like this is obviously because I came from another community. I was born here, but obviously my family were migrants, and that's why I look like this. But we are all part of a global, worldwide community. So it's kind of like to appreciate the communities that we live in, whether we're there by choice, economic, through marriages, or even through our work. I know I'm going off a tangent. So I'm going to use my new cards and pick up what is their overall conclusion. And this is from my Cosmos Oracle cards that I got from Bell Upon the Green. So what is the message for the general collective? And I'm aware that I am losing my voice. So let's see. So it's intense, feeling excited, uncontrollable excitement. That is the conclusion, which is quite apt. Because like I said, tomorrow we are entering the summer solstice, halfway through the year. And it is that air of excitement because it's kind of like fun time, lots of gatherings and sunshine. And when that sunlight hits, it makes the world look a better, brighter place. It's about the light with the contrast. We've got the moonlight and the sunlight, and they evoke different emotions. So whether you are going to be out celebrating in the moonlight or in the sunlight, whatever you do, it's going to be full of excitement. And that's all. I'm going to stop there because I'm aware that I'm losing my voice, and I need my voice because that's part of my living, is my voice. So with love and light, whether it's the moonlight or the daylight, just appreciate what we have in this moment in time. Because it's about gatherings, to be around with people that we choose to be. Sometimes if we work in certain environments, you may not always have the opportunities to choose those people. But just to count our blessings of abundance. I'm going to stop there. Peace and love. Namaste.